Well, in just a few hours, the spotlight will be shined on some of South Africa's most extraordinary and unsung heroes. Today marks the 7th of the annual SA Heroes Awards. And importantly, we're meeting now and speaking to one of the organizers and one of the nominees. But behind this royal celebration stands a visionary who has dedicated herself to honoring those who uplift, protect and transform their communities. She is the driving force behind an award ceremony that not only recognizes excellence, but restores dignity and inspires hope. Joining us now is the founder and organizer of the South African Heroes Awards, Matshaka, and one of the nominees, Muzi Nduku. Muzi, thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate it. I want to start with you. What inspired you to put together this platform, recognizing those doing great things in South Africa?
Thank you for having me. So this platform was actually inspired by another platform that I started in 2015 that is South African Positive News. So that platform celebrates positive stories that are coming out of South Africa. And of course, behind those positive stories are people driving those stories. So I thought that instead of just profiling them only on SA Positive News, how about I also create a platform where we get to celebrate the people that are giving us the positive stories that we get to share. So that's the inspiration behind the South African Heroes Awards.
And how have these awards grown over the years?
They have really grown so much, not only in the number of categories that we get to have right now, but also in the fact that we are also honoring other people that have paved the way for these heroes, people that made a difference back in the days. It can be people in the public space, it can be people that we are celebrating in entertainment. So that's the difference, and that's the growth that we've enjoyed, as well as also just making it a point that is covering the whole of South Africa, as we're saying in South African Heroes Awards. So knowing that we get nominees coming from all our provinces is another growth that we are celebrating.
Why is it important for us to recognize and celebrate these unsung heroes in our communities?
You know, we are faced with so many challenges in our country. And when somebody says that I'm not just going to sit back and do nothing about what I see, I'm going to use my little resources that I have and I see to it that I'm making a difference in my community, I feel like that's worth celebrating. And again, you know, when people do bad things, there are people that are watching and they want to emulate. So if we are putting people in the spotlight who are doing good, we'll have other people that are saying that I want to also do what these ones are doing. So in a way, we are trying to change the status quo.
Muzi, what is it that you did that got you this nod and recognition as a nominee?
Thank you so much for having me, sir. I think like where I'm from in the deep rural areas of the Eastern Cape in Bizana. I usually say like to the people like I'm doing the salad because I don't want to focus on one thing. I'm doing like the sport development, like the grassroots, like especially in deep rural areas. I'm also doing like the education development, not necessarily like in the academics part, but also assisting them even like in the uniform. And also I'm also part of the tourism. So I also like teach the kids like in terms of the tourism. I believe like in a say that ABCD, so the asset-based community development. So I believe for the people like to develop a sustainable, so they have to use the assets they have in order to develop themselves.
Talk to me about sports development, because that's one thing that keeps kids off the streets and away from trouble, but also keeps them in the corridors of success.
Yeah, about the sport development, you know, there's a unique sport, especially like in us, like the black people, like I introduced like recently, the cycling. You know, in rural areas, people like they thought like cycling is for the white people, but I introduced like the cycling, and also like you can't believe like our cycling club like is at the national level now. So I make sure that I make sure that I took that mindset of like, okay, just because someone like is in deep rural areas, there's certain things that you can able to do with someone like who's in urban areas. So I just want to take that mindset to the people.
That's incredible, man. That's really, really good work. Do you do this alone? Do you do this as part of an organization in the community? How have you been going about doing some of these initiatives?
Yeah, I have an organization like called Muzi Nduku Youth Development. I also work like with some of the stakeholders like the Department of Education, and then, yeah, municipality, and also like other NGO. So I'm not doing it alone. But we have like our police, you know, even SABC is having their police. But I'm like, I believe like in unity, like especially the social cohesion.
Yeah. Amanda, talk to me about the categories that those who do good are nominated into.
Yeah. So one of the categories is the one that Muzi is nominated in. It is rural development, as we have heard extensively what he does to make sure that those in rural areas are not forgotten. And we have youth empowerment, we have business empowerment, we have community service, community health, as well as specialized care, to name but a few. And then we also have some honorary awards, like the Green Award, where we are recognizing people who are making a difference and just driving the message, you know, of conserving the environment. Yeah.
Muzi, what does being recognized and being nominated firstly mean to you, and what would it do for the work that you do? And ultimately, if you were to win, what would that do for those who are your stakeholders that work alongside you in some of these initiatives?
I think it is going to be like inspiration for me, because, you know, when you are in rural areas, as like I mentioned earlier, so we always thought, like most of the people, they always thought like you are forgotten about the things. So it's an inspiration not only for me, but also for the kids that I'm working with, and also even for someone who's doing like the same thing that I'm doing, not necessary for me, because even if I can win that award, it's not going to for me, but also other the nominees, you understand? So and the people that I'm serving.
Absolutely. Amanda, how important is it that these awards are representative of all communities across the country and inclusive of the different struggles, different plights, and different programs that are being championed by different people and organizations across all communities in South Africa?
Yeah. It's very, very important. We believe that the awards need to be relevant as well, and just look around us and see what is happening. For instance, recently, we know that there was, you know, activism against gender-based violence. So even now, as we will be celebrating our heroes this evening, we are also looking at that, making it a point that we are inclusive, we are standing together with the activists that are saying enough is enough. So we are making it a point that every sphere that is, you know, celebrated in South Africa or is playing a big role is actually represented in the awards.
That's incredible. I'm going to have to ask, which categories stand out personally for you as one of your favorites?
Man, I like all of them, but I'm going to say that my recent favorite is the Community Builder of the Year, because that is the one that gets to be chosen by the fellow nominees themselves.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the other categories, we open up for nominations, and the beneficiaries of the good work that our heroes are doing are actually the ones that nominate them. We also invite them to nominate themselves. But what stands out now is that we say, look, you know, outside yourself. You've been nominated. Now look, you know, among you, who do you think is the community builder? So to have, you know, the heroes themselves saying that we think this one is exceptional, so it has become my favorite.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would imagine that as it grows, more and more support is needed.
Yes.
And more organizations are perhaps in conversation with you about how they could support the platform. How are those conversations going?
They are very slow. Would love to have more people, you know, coming and joining in the work that we are doing, and also to just make it a point that we join forces with government, you know, the relevant departments, being social development. So we are hoping that we'll be able to start those conversations.
Muzi, where do you see yourself taking your organization, and how is this a stepping stone towards that?
Yeah, it's very simple for me. I just want to have a multi-purpose center, Muzi Nduku Development Multi-Purpose Center in that rural areas, because I think like it's needed, because I just want like to, you know, to polish the skills like in a good facilities. For example, in that multi-purpose center, I also want to have like the library, the museum, like everything must be there, like, you know, like the cities, like the multi-purpose center that is that the cities have. So my dream is just to have Muzi Nduku Development Multi-Purpose Center, so that I can able to serve, like, you know, my client, I can say, like in a better place. So this is where I want to see myself.
Talk to us about some of these success stories that have come out of these awards and people who've gone on after this to continue to do great things that stand out for you, that you still perhaps keep in touch with.
Right. So one of the reasons why we do these awards is so that, the heroes that we get to celebrate get the opportunity to link up with people that can assist them financially or with other resources that they might need. As Muzi has also explained, someone hears his story and says that, okay, I want to be a part of what you're doing in your community. So some of the success stories is that once somebody wins, they get approached. We've had a story, someone coming from eThekwini municipality, and actually the office of the mayor saying that we saw that you won an SA Heroes Award, so we'd like to partner with you in what you are doing. How can we help? And another one from Limpopo, a company that heard that this person won, injected 100,000 into the work that they do. And another one just informed me that because I had won South African Heroes Awards, I was selected for the Mandela Washington Fellowship. So there are so many success stories, and it's quite encouraging, and that is the reason why we actually keep going.
Yeah, that's incredibly beautiful. For those who want to nominate an organization in their community for the next year's awards, or who just perhaps want to follow the categories and the award winners and the organizations that will be nominated, where can they do so?
They can visit our website, it's www.saheroesawards.co.za, and we are also available on all our social media platforms. It's SA_Heroes_Awards. That is on Instagram, on TikTok, and then on Facebook, it's South African Heroes Awards.
Yeah. Amanda, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your work. Really do appreciate it. Muzi, all the best for tonight, and thank you so much for doing great things. And I do hope and pray that the multi-purpose center that you dream of and are working towards does come to fruition. Yeah, I certainly believe it's needed.
Yeah, I'm going to take 2 awards.
I certainly will be.
Empowerment and also community build out there.
That I certainly hope so. And I mean, these awards are taking place here at the SABC. So I certainly will keep a keen eye on those. We're going to take a break. We continue on the other side of this.